So the first thing you need to do when you're playing Raid Shadow Legends, and if you've already started, you might have already made a mistake, is to download the game through a content creator link. And the reason why I'm telling you to do this, and I'm not even going to suggest using my links, I'm going to put a bunch of them in the description down below so you can choose which one you want. They're going to give you extra heroes on your account. And some of these links, guys, will give you free epic heroes plus a legendary hero to start the game off with, including the rare hero that you're going to pick in the next screen that's coming up after this opening cinematic tutorial. But on top of that, we're going to be taking advantage of some promo codes too that are going to give you extra legendaries. So if you've downloaded the game and you've not used the creator code, don't fret. You might have only just started. I would honestly say to you right now, as this dragon's kind of going to do, get your game, uninstall it, get it out of the way, and reinstall the game through this method and start a brand new account. I promise you, your progress will be back within a jiffy. So just follow this, right? So once you've done all of that area, you're going to go through and go into the opening cinematic tutorial, which has been playing in the background throughout all of this process. And you're going to get to the point where you get to choose your very first hero in Raid Shadow Legends. And there is a bunch of different heroes you can use here for a variety of different methods that other content creators will give you really cool advanced tips and tricks for. However, if you're brand new, you've never played Raid, I'm just going to say get Kale. Kale is just insane, honestly, and that is the guy you've seen even in the beginning of this video soloing all of the content, and this is because this hero has amazing area of effect damage on his A2, but then on top of this, he also has some AoE plus single target damage, which is tied to poison, which is a really cool mechanic for certain bosses like the Demon Lord and even the Dragon Lair. So this guy is really powerful early game and mid game when you're playing Raid Shadow Legends. So this is the guy I'm going to recommend to pick up on your very first account. Maybe if you're a little bit more experienced, you can go for heroes like Athel or even Galek to combo with the promo code that we're going to discuss in a second. So that's going to be your starting hero. I would suggest picking Kale, absolute monster. And once you've done this, all you're going to have to do in the opening stage, guys, is basically play through this tutorial screen, get to the point where you get to do whatever you want, right? And you'll know when you hit that because it won't prompt you with any more tips like you can see the Arbiter on screen. So when you get to that point, you're probably going to think, what do I need to do? What do I need to know? And how am I going to start to progress in Raid? So the way we're going to tackle this is the first one. I'm going to explain what is the main idea, which is heroes, hero progression, and the main goal in Raid Shadow Legends. And from there, we'll discuss what you're going to be doing, such as pushing campaign, pushing heroes, and doing specific tasks for your account in your first opening 7 days when you play the game. So the whole point of Raid Shadow Legends, if you've never played it before, is to be a hero collecting game, and you're going to be collecting all of these different heroes that you can combine in a variety of ways to tackle a ton of different content. And I mean that. There's so much content in this game, single player, multiplayer, alliance-based, even just PvP on your own, right? There's a bunch of different stuff you can be doing, but it all revolves around heroes. So we need to understand this before we go any further in the game, because you're going to feel lost otherwise. So heroes are the most important thing. And the thing is, with a hero, your level, as you can see, my Kale's only level 40 at the minute, is tied to their star rating. So your heroes, when you first get them, your Kale, whatever your starting hero is going to be a 3-star hero. And what that means is, if we look at one of my other 3-star heroes, they have a maximum level of level 30. And you're probably wondering, okay, I get that. How do I increase it? You're getting introduced to a mechanic later on called the Tavern, and you can find this little area in your little town here. And if you go to the Tavern, you can either upgrade the level, which we kind of want to ignore here for a variety of reasons at the moment, but you want to go to the upgrade rank, and this would allow you, as you can see, to grab one of these heroes. So let's just, for argument's sake, I want to grab like this good old Spike Head here, and then we put in free heroes that I actually don't care about on my account, I can then upgrade this hero from a 3-star hero to a 4-star hero, right? And you can see there I'm using heroes to actually upgrade heroes. And you're probably wondering, why would you be doing that, Sneaky? Why? That seems so bad. Well, the reason is when you actually play Raid Shadow Legends, guys, anytime you're doing stuff, especially in the campaign, you're going to be getting an absolute ton, and I mean this, an absolute ton of mystery shards. And these give you common, uncommon, and rare heroes. And the majority of the time, you're going to be summoning these heroes, as you can see right now, and you're going to be looking at it like, okay, I have just got 4 grey heroes that I can use to level to 10, then use one of them to get to 2 stars, level that now to the good old to level 20, then progress it to 3 stars as vice versa, right? And the thing is, heroes is your main currency, like I said, to do anything. So don't feel scared to get rid of commons and uncommons through the progress. And there is going to be a full video guide coming in the next couple of days specifically about upgrading ranks on your heroes, on what to do, what you don't need to do, and how much it actually costs for your account. Just to give one extra tip before I scare you away, you don't just use heroes too in this area. At the very top, you can see there is this nice little turkey or chicken. At the very top, you got 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, and 5-star. Imagine these to be a universal sculpture that you could be using instead of a hero, and this will just help you upgrade the rank also, right? So bringing it back now to the champion screen, we understand the levels, how the level is tied to the star rating, and how we need to upgrade those stars now to advance the max level. Max level being level 60 now, we can move on to the next area, which is, as you can see, the gear. And the thing is, you're going to get access to a bunch of gear early on, and especially with your Kale, I would just equip your starting lifesteal gear you get given. And I'm gonna be honest, that's all I had ever did with mine, and I've just upgraded it over time to max level, which is level 16, and this is gonna get you through all of the content. The thing is, at the very beginning, I would not recommend all of you guys to go to plus 16. The best thing you need to do is just go to, as you can imagine, like my rings are, plus 12. It's super cost efficient to do so. You're gonna get enough stats and upgrades to actually get through the content, and you only want to plus 16 things that have got good stats on, because it does cost you an absolute ton of silver to do. In this game though, as you'll go through, you'll collect all these different types of gear. But in Raid Shadow Legends, they're not called gear, it's just called a artifact. So all of these sword, helmet, the shield, the boots, the chest, the gloves, the ring, and the accessories are all called artifacts. And this is going to be really important later on when we discuss mission objectives in Raid Shadow Legends. So that's the gear side. That's pretty simple. You'll learn about it quite easily, and you'll find out when you get gear, there is a ton of different gear sets that you could be equipping to your gear. The number just on the set means you need 4 pieces of that gear to get that effect. So if you just clicked on any of the days pieces here, you can see a 4 artifact per set gives you a 25% chance to place the sleep debuff. So that's why you need 4 pieces. You'll get that effect. So you can see why we've got some areas which is a 4-piece set and a 2-piece set to get this nice little combo here for our character. So that is the gear all over and done with. The next part of the tabs at the very top is called the relic, and this is just another kind of additional gear item, right? It's another artifact that you're going to be equipped. It's specifically called a relic, and it does have its own upgrades and ways to be obtained. But just imagine these to be extra stats, as you can see at the bottom, but also give the wearer an additional passive or benefit. So they're really powerful, they're kind of newer into the game, and I've been actually enjoying just using this unholy grail that you get given for free. Then you got your next tab, which is the skills. This is quite self-explanatory. These are where your main skills are for the hero. This is where you can see your A1, meaning your first action skill, which is basically always off cooldown. You got your A2, which you can see has a turn cooldown. So this skill has a 3 turn cooldown, but it's a more powerful effect, and each time you level it up, you'll get a better bonus. So on my A2, I'm just getting flat damage increase on it, which is beautiful. On the A3 for your character skill, as you can see now, this is kind of more of the stronger or ultimate side of things. So this is a very powerful one that's going to be on a longer cooldown normally, right? From here, you've got your aura. This is if you equip your hero into the main team leader. We'll discuss that in the next section when we start going into the campaign. So don't worry, I'm going to take this step by step for all of you guys. And then blessings is a new thing that you will get later on. So once you get your heroes to 6 stars, you can start to progress them. You're going to be able to get this next star rating, right? This 1 star, especially on certain heroes like legendaries, you're able to get blessings quite easily. These are going to give you, again, an additional very powerful effect that you can equip on your hero. And there's a bunch of different tabs that you can have on here, each obviously giving you, see, look, increased damage inflicted to bosses and their minions according to the number of living enemies. So it's kind of cool, right? These are just additional, again, kind of like ultimate passives that you can equip all the time. The last area that you're going to have is going to be your masteries. This is going to be an area which is kind of like a talent tree, and you don't need to worry about what to pick here, because what I'm going to do and save you guys all the time, and even on this section, go to, and it's going to pop up on screen, the Hell Hades community website. If you Google any hero in Raid, so if I type in Kale, Raid Shadow Legends, it's going to pop up with the Hell Hades website, and that's going to give you a page that looks like this, and it's so good because you can find any of the masteries that you need, and these are honestly the best types of masteries that you can be using for these heroes. So just copy and paste one of those builds that makes sense to what you need that hero to do. So that is it. That's the simple gist of heroes. I've kind of gone through all of it there, and the thing is, like I said, there's going to be different rarities at the end, which is kind of just to solid things up. You've got your commons, uncommons, rares, then you've got your epics, legendaries, and then one above, which I believe is mythicals, right? So there is a bunch of heroes to collect, and that's what makes the game honestly quite fun, because you can play it at your own pace, and it's exciting when you get a new hero, because you can wonder, what's the new content that I'm going to be tackling, right? So now we've gone through the hero basics. As I said, we know exactly what heroes are. We've kind of introduced the tavern for the first time, which is about upgrading the rank. I'm going to head over to the tavern now, finish off this area, and then start to teach you guys what you need to be doing soon as you start the game. So you will unlock the tavern really early on. Just go through that campaign missions as it kind of explains in the game. And when you get access to it, you're going to have a bunch of different areas for your heroes. And I'm going to explain what each one is, because you are going to be using this as kind of like your bread and butter area for your account. So the first thing is you've got your upgrade levels, and you can use in this area your main hero, and there is a button that says instant upgrade. I'm going to suggest don't really use this unless it's for one scenario, which we're going to discuss in a second. But as you can see, it will instant upgrade and give me a ton of XP, but it's going to consume all of the commons and uncommons that are not fusible heroes. And what that means is these heroes can be collected over time to actually fuse to make an epic or legendary hero in the game, which is kind of cool. And I'm going to kind of show that right at the end of the video for you guys to give you some hope on there, right? But that's one area, right? But we don't want to do that. The one thing you want to take advantage of in the actual upgrade levels is by completing certain content in the game, certain dungeons, you're going to get access to, as you can see, these potions. And there's a bunch of different potions in the game. You can see there's a magic based one, you can see the little like stamina based one, the force one, the void one, and then this is the maximum potion. And what I'm going to tell you right now, if you're new and you're still watching this video, thank you, because you have paid off with the biggest tip already. Save that maximum pot, guys. I cannot stress that to you, because if you don't, you're going to be in the position like I am, where you're going to 6-star your main hero and he's going to be level 1. And it's not feeling good, because you're going to have to then grind XP on campaign, or you can prepare by getting some XP potions here, as you can see, and actually using these XP potions to level up your hero, right? Because you can see it's not going to give me too much, right? It's a grind to get there, and it's honestly quite more efficient in the early phases, especially just to just level them up through the campaign. So this is one thing you want to be careful of, and this is the only upgrade level reasoning you're going to be using it for these potions and that max potion at the moment. The niche scenario now, the niche scenario that we was talking about earlier about instant upgrade. The only time I'm going to recommend using it is if you've got an absolute ton of heroes, like over 100 heroes that you've been using on your account, and you're going to use like this pikeman and instant upgrade just to get rid of all of, as you can see, the other commons that you don't need on your account, because that's going to give you a level 10 hero instantly, and that's kind of what you want. You want that level 10 so then you can start to upgrade that hero up the ranks in the game, right? So that's kind of the whole premise of it all, right? So that's kind of the time covered in those two areas. Upgrade skills is exactly what it says. You're going to earn these epic skill tome books, rare skill tome books, and legendary skill tome books. And these, if you put a hero in, as you can see, will potentially upgrade one of their skills. And if depending on the hero you're playing, you might only need to upgrade specific skills, which is kind of cool. So you could be lucky and you could get potentially the skill that you need maxed out first and then the others anywhere else. So if we just upgrade it, you can see here, it's going to be randomly on and it's going to hit my A1, unfortunately. I want it to be on this A2 or on the A3 for Tagoar, but it is what it is. But that is kind of showcasing what upgrade is. It is random, but you're going to earn these upgrade skill totems quite often, but I wouldn't just use them willingly, nillingly in the early game. We're going to make a video specifically about skill totems for you guys, so just wait for that video. Ascension is the last area, and this is going to be what you'll learn in the game. This is where you're going to be using, again, a currency to finally upgrade the basic stats and as well upgrade one of their skills if it has an ascension ability tied to it. And the way you do this is just literally using these potions to ascend a hero. To get these potions, you can either get them from the shop, potion mixer, which is actually just using different types of potions that you might already have. So you can see I've got an absolute ton of these white ones, and maybe if I needed that one extra gray one, I could just use one of these, well, 10 of these to create one of the greater arcane potions, and it would do that. The other way you would mainly get these, and this is what you're going to be going into in the next area, is content, and this is going to be all the different keeps in the game. So you can see the force keep, the magic keep, the spirit keep, the arcane keep, and the void keep. All of them will drop you the right materials for you to ascend those type of heroes, and they will also give you XP potions that you can use for your heroes. So that is, guys, all of what you need to know, honestly, in the beginning. That is all of the hero side of things. That's why you're playing Raid of Shadow Legends, to collect heroes, to upgrade heroes, to make a powerful team, to then conquer content. So let's talk about now what you're going to be doing when you first start out the game. Because the first thing I'm going to tell you straight away, obviously you've clicked the referral link, you've started the game, you've got your free heroes, which is amazing depending on what hero link you've picked. And then we're going to go over to where these little triple arrows are. And these triple arrows have two areas that you're going to take advantage of. The first one is going to be promo codes, and you're going to type in right now, because it's the newest one, Supreme 6. This is going to give you Supreme Garlic, which is absolutely a monster. And I'm telling you right now, I don't have the hero, and I'm kind of annoyed because he has an insane HP burn skill that does just absolute monstrous work in the game. And if you don't believe me, right, when we get to it at some point in the next video, you're going to see this clan boss, and here he is. Look at how much damage this guy has done with this team. I have got more power than him, and he's pumping out way more damage just because of his Kale and that HP burn Supreme Garlic. It's that good, so don't forget it, right? So amazing promo code. The next thing you're going to do is remember, promo codes have a 24-hour cooldown, and there is going to be some more promo codes that you can type in the description down below. So if you want to return to the video just to get some extra promo codes, you can, but there'll also be a link to all the promo codes that are supposed to be working for your account. So check them out. Help yourself out every single day and get some goodies. From here, the next best thing you need to do is go to the Call of Arbiter. And this is if you are going to grind super, super hard day one. Because what you can do is go to the Call of the Arbiter, and as you will have, you'll have these notifications on all of these different episodes in game. And what you can do is actually just go to the episode, hit the share button, press copy, and you're going to get those rewards. You don't have to do anything. That is it. You're going to get those rewards for copying it. And you can do this, as you can see, for each episode. And it's going to give you an absolute truck ton of rewards, including an absolute insane amount of energy. And when you do decide to watch it, when you need to, you're going to get all that silver too. Because you can see, I haven't watched any of them yet because I'm saving it just in case I need it for something in a desperate times equals desperate measures area, right? So those are two areas you need to take advantage of, right? But now you're going to be wondering, okay, I've got my heroes, I've done my promo code, I've got all this energy. What do I need to do, Sneaky? So the first thing you need to do straight away is now go to the battle area. This is going to be where you're going to start doing your main mission, as I call it, your main mission, which is going to be campaign pushing. You're going to be using your hero, and you might need to go into the tavern at first, maybe just level him up to like 15 tops, 20 tops when you go in, just so when you come into this area, you're going to bring your hero in here. So you're going to bring your Kale as your team, and you're going to have only one slot because you're going to be on, not on brutal, you'll be on normal, right? You'll be on normal difficulty, and you're going to have your hero here at level 30. And what I'm going to tell you straight away to start doing from the get-go, and you're going to thank me because you're going to get on the bandwagon sooner, is put in a hero you couldn't care about. So put in that level 1 common hero, and then start pushing the campaign. Once you start pushing the campaign with the lifesteal gear that you have equipped on from the earlier section we've been talking about on Kale and what you need to do in the early game, you should be able to push through all of the content, I'm telling you, with just this one hero. And by doing so, what you're going to do is try to keep it on 2 or fewer champions for the most part, because this is going to allow you to actually just go through and level up basically a 2-star stage and get some free XP on. When you get down later on, so if let's just say you progress through and you're on stage 5 and you got more slots, you can do one of 2 options, and this is going to be up to you, but I would go for option A, which is maintain what we've been doing. So instead now, because we've got 3 slots, you're going to be putting 3 heroes in here, and you're going to be leveling them up. And by doing this, you're going to be stacking these level 10 heroes ready, so when you come out of campaign and you bust a bunch of summons, you can 2-star these heroes straight away, bring back those same 2-star heroes, get them level 20, then consume some 2-star heroes to make them level 3-star. And you can see where I'm going with this, because by the end, if you follow this through, you will have enough heroes there, including chickens from the upgrade area, to get your hero to 6-star. And we're going to kind of discuss the main objectives for you with that. So that's the first main thing. Push through the campaign, guys. Push through the campaign, and you want to keep pushing through normal. You want to push through all the way into hard stage so you can get all of your hard ones, and then you want to push into brutal, and brutal will become your kind of home. And honestly, make sure it becomes your home, because I've been in here for quite a while and I've actually enjoyed it for what I've been using it for, and that is XP farming. And we're going to showcase that right now, because you're going to complete the stages. You can see I've got some 1-stars here, and I've got some 2-stars on the stage, even on brutal difficulty. But you're going to be bringing in Kale still, and this is where you're going to be XP farming all the time. So if you're working on 3-star heroes to use in your team, you're going to be putting them in here. If you're going to be using on 2-star heroes to use as food champions to upgrade other heroes, you're going to be doing it here. This is the best stage in the game for a variety of reasons. So if we just kind of multi-battle this just to showcase it in action, The first reason why this is such a good stage for you is Kale is actually got a strong affinity against all of these bosses, which is amazing. So he's actually destroying these guys so easily on his own. The second reason is, obviously, Kale can solo it because of the first reason. So that's going to be nice and easy. Solo farming, nothing too complicated, and even look, level 40 against level 84s, as long as I've been upgrading him with my lifesteal gear, he's absolutely putting in the work, right? He's able to absolutely destroy people. Then the amazing thing about this though is you're going to be getting a shield, right? And it sounds a bit weird that I'm telling you, you're going to be getting a shield in this area, but what you're getting is an artifact, and 9 times out of 10, it's going to be trash, but that's kind of what you want, because this area, as you're farming it, is going to give you a ton of silver, so you can use that silver to upgrade your actual gear that you care about on your account. It also gives you, quite often, blue and green heroes, meaning just by completing this one stage, you're actually self-serving yourself by constantly giving yourself 2-star green heroes and sometimes 3-star heroes. So you can actually just keep farming this, and it's one of the best stages because of that. And it's so good for your account. It's so easy to do, all because of Kale. And you've been seeing him absolutely putting in the work right now in the background. And this is why we recommended Kale from the beginning to get you to this point. And you're going to be using Kale, guys, even later on in other parts of the game, right? So let's go into the next area, right? Because now we've kind of gone through the first major objective of your account, which is, to be fair, getting through the campaign, getting to brutal stage. That's like your main primary objective. Now let's talk about at least 2 side objectives you need to be doing at the same time, right? So the first one is that actually revolves around these good old gems, and you're going to earn, honestly, an absolute ton of gems in the early game. And the thing is, what you want to do is save up to 800 gems. And the reason why you want to save up to 800 gems is if you come back into the hero screen and we go over to one of my heroes and we go to the masteries tab, the one area we kind of talked about earlier, what you're going to do is go to your main hero. So I did it obviously for Kale. You should be doing it for Kale, or if you've done it on one of your 4, starting rare heroes, whatever one you've picked, you're going to do it on that hero still. You're going to come over to that hero, and what you're going to do is basically go to their mastery page, and then you can click on any of these masteries, even if you don't have options to unlock them, right? And what you're going to do is hit Get All Scrolls, and it sounds crazy, I know, but you will pay 800 gems to do this, and it is a bullet. It feels bad, and it sounds crazy, even as a new player saying this to you guys, but it's the best thing to do, and I have never looked back since, because as soon as you pay 800 gems for this, it saves you an absolute truck ton of time of farming on your main hero. On top of this, it unlocks them all the actual power that they may need to start actually pushing and soloing content. So you can see I'm getting an absolute insane amount of critical damage, increase the damage inflicted by 6% in arena, siege battles, and 3% in all other locations for each enemy killed by this champion in battle. So this just keeps stacking up in the waves, as you saw earlier, and you can see why masteries are so important. As soon as you do that on your first hero, that's that objective done. That's going to be your first side objective. Get 800 gems, complete the masteries on this hero. The second objective is going to get your hero to 6 stars. No matter what, you're going to try and get this hero. As you can see, I've recently done it myself. To 6 stars. Once you've done that, it's going to allow you to get the final mastery point down here, which for me is critical damage, which is so good. 20% extra crit damage, but it also gives you the maximum level and the maximum transcend stats. You're definitely hitting as hard as possible. So that's why you want to do it on your main hero, and especially on your main campaign farmer like Kale. He just does too much damage, so you're definitely doing it on that guy, right? So that's your first kind of like 2 objectives that you're going to be doing to kind of tie it together there, right? The next thing I'm going to just tell you, and a big shout out to end this video before it goes any longer and it goes absolutely crazy, is going to be to not forget about your missions, which are, as you can see, the arbiter missions. I did this. I forgot about these missions, and I need to slap myself for doing it, and I am playing catch up right now for doing it. So, but this is going to give you, again, an absolute ton of rewards, including a free legendary hero, which is absolutely insane for your account. Arbiter is amazing. She's void affinity, so she has no actual weakness to any of the other types of, elemental bonuses, which is really, really good. And once you complete through this, you're going to go into the Romantu, and then eventually Marius, who is arguably one of the best heroes in the game. Literally, one of the best. And you can earn him for free. So do not at all ignore these Arbiter missions, and you'll notice you'll be able to complete these missions as you're doing the campaigns. It's going to be really good for you. And just to give you a little bit of peace of mind, even if you're like me and you did push all the way to brutal, all the way through, the campaign missions do save, right? So you can see it does save quite a lot of the missions that you've been doing, which is really good. But then at the same time, there's going to be some that you need to do when you get there, right? So it is what it is, but it is what it is, right? So those are the first things. Don't forget those missions. The same with your quests. Don't forget doing at least your daily quests, because if you do these dailies, it will start to come into this monthly, which is going to give you, again, free shards. Look at these, 2 free shards. A void one, which gives you a rare, epic, or legendary, and then the sacred, which is an epic or legendary, so you get even better odds for doing so. So just complete the dailies too, even if you just do that minimal for me on this video. You're going to thank me too all the time. And then the final area that really will help you out is the challenges. Challenges are really good, and I honestly, again, didn't give them enough credit, because these areas, so the champion tab, the artifact tab, the dungeon tab, the arena tab, all of these tabs honestly teach you these mechanics that you need to know. So if you go into the champion one, you can see I need to ascend 2 champions to level 3 of ascensions, and that's what I'm working towards now to upgrade my team, making me kind of learn and go into the different types of dungeons in the game, right? Which is really, really cool. And that is honestly what you need to be doing in the early game, right? That is the beginner's guide to Raid Shadow Legends, especially if you've just started out. And if you want to watch more content, you want to follow me and my journey, smash like, comment, and subscribe, because I'm going to be posting daily videos for Raid on this channel. It's going to be helping you like I've been learning, and hopefully you can learn along the way, right? So this is going to be to do with tavern upgrades. This is going to be to do with even what content to push, all the hero guides, clan wars, you name it, even collaborations with some other Raid Shadow Legends content creators on the channel. So hope you guys have enjoyed it. This is going to be my very first video. Obviously not super polished, but it is what it is for it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Till the next one, stay safe, stay sneaky. Peace out.